Good morning, it's September 19th. This is To My Liberal Friends. The liberal politicians and the liberal media pundits are outraged. How dare ABC suspend the Jimmy Kimmel show indefinitely? Is this a suppression of free speech? Was the network capitulating to the Trump administration's outrage over Kimmel's comments? Well, these are valid questions, but do you think they'd be asking them, these liberals, if a Democratic president complained about a conservative on TV making false statements and being suspended? I don't think so. So what caused ABC to take this action? In the aftermath of the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Kimmel felt compelled to blame this on MAGA. He stood up and said the alleged shooter was a far-right, gun-loving MAGA proponent. Here's exactly what Kimmel said. Quote, "We had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flag at half-staff, which got some criticism, but on a human level, you can see how hard the president's taking this," end quote. As we all know, the shooter was anything but a Trump supporter. His family has corroborated that he moved to the fringe left and was in a romantic relationship with another man that was transitioning to become a female. Kimmel jumped the gun on this issue and tried to make the story fit the political narrative that he desired. It backfired on him because he was wrong. Kimmel was given a chance to apologize and admit that he was wrong, but he declined to do so. That was too much for many of the ABC affiliates that are owned by both Sinclair and Nexstar. They said they would not broadcast the Jimmy Kimmel Live show for the foreseeable future. They're private businesses, and they exercised their right to express their indignation and disgust at what Kimmel had said. These local affiliates, through their two parent companies, I said, Sinclair and Nexstar, demanded that ABC take some action and that Kimmel apologize and make a donation to Charlie Kirk's family and to Turning Point. And as I said, Kimmel said no. Under the law, the FCC is prohibited from exerting the power or censorship or interfering with the right to free speech, with the exception in rare cases where there's a clear distortion of the news. That means when a broadcast outlet knowingly airs false information with the intent to deceive the public, then the FCC can take some form of action. Democrats and liberal media types immediately defended Kimmel, saying he was a late-night comedian. But what was funny about his comments? They were not part of some satire joke. They were directly aimed at Trump supporters who Kimmel detests and make them known nightly in his monologue, and it was not comedic in any shape, form, or manner. It was political, pure and simple. I suspect the network was looking for something to cancel the show. It's been bleeding viewers, similar to Steve Colbert, and that means it was not attractive financially to the network. According to Nielsen data, it showed sharp declines over the summer, and the year-long slide leaves him trailing like late-night rivals. His numbers have dropped to 1.1 million total viewers, down 43% from January. The month of August rating of 1.35 marked the weakest showing of the year. The reality is that these late-night shows, which are supposed to be comedy, had devolved into political hit jobs on conservatives, and the public is tuning them out. With podcasts and the internet, they don't have to watch them to be entertained. The likes of Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, and Dave Letterman have given way to left-wing comedians who want to use their so-called comedy show for pure politics. The truth is that Kimmel was going to suffer the same fate as Colbert. He was going to see the show canceled, and he gave the network an opening to speed up the process. Like others, Kimmel pivoted from comedy to politics. He went hard left. It ended up destroying his show. He and other late-night hosts seem not to realize that alienating half the country is not a winning strategy. In the past, these shows were an escape from the nasty world of politics and ideological vomit. The viewers did not want them cramming political views down their throat night after night, and so they simply turned them off. Now Kimmel can call up Colbert. They can go to lunch and either bemoan their fate or try to realize that where they went was wrong and made the public ignore them. This has been To My Liberal Friends. Thanks for listening.